everyone, and welcome to another episode of Studio Insights. You've got the Belvista Studios team here, myself, Hannah, Kim, and Victoria, and we're looking forward to asking each other questions, learning from each other, and leveling ourselves up as practitioners. Before we get into the episode, we recommend checking out our Creator Hub. There are so many resources on there that will add value to you as a learning designer. So go and check that out. Our storyboard template is pretty popular, so if you're looking for a storyboard template, you might want to check that out. But let's get into the episode. Victoria, you can ask the first question.
Thank you. My question's for Kim. I want to know if something is not going smoothly with a stakeholder. So maybe they're not happy with the work, or they're not achieving things when they need to achieve things. Just anything really that could go wrong. If it consistently happens, what kind of things do you think about, or what kind of questions do you ask to make to adjust and to adapt, basically? If things aren't working, what do you do? How do you decide that things need to be done differently? And if so, how are they going to get done differently? All of that.
For us, or for them, or for both, or all?
For everyone really. If you're working on something, you still want it to pan out eventually, and for things to not have to get cancelled or I don't know, contracts pulled out of and all of that stuff, whatever it could be, whatever the problem could lead to that. You want to avoid that, but whatever's been happening can't keep happening, or otherwise it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I think there's, first of all, definitely I would take the opportunity to just gather my thoughts and identify facts versus emotions, try and identify what the causes might be, what are the things that are going wrong, check in to make sure maybe it's a story I've created in my head, or is it actually a challenge for other people? So I'd speak to them. Before I speak to them, that would be before I bring it up. I just kind of look for clues, basically. It's not just in my head. I want to make sure that I haven't created that. So a clue might be that stakeholder has made a comment that indicates that potentially it's causing pain or friction for them, is probably an example of what I mean by that. So I take the time to kind of process what might be going on and just create space to understand. And then I would also, in that reflection time, think about what is the outcome I'm trying to achieve. So is it around getting something back on track? Is it about making life easier? Is it about pulling the plug and saying this is too difficult? That's the last thing. I would say it's a little bit harder than it needs to be at the moment. Basically, there's room for improvement, and setting that opportunity up first, which I'll get to a second. And then if that improvement isn't possible after you've given a period or conditions for it to have an opportunity to improve, then it's about terminating something, whatever that looks like. So for me, it is, then I'd be in a position to seek to understand. So for example, actually I learned something at the weekend, which was, I think it's situation, behavior, impact is the little framework. So this is the conversations I have with my friends on the weekend. So the situation is that you've given extra feedback than we would expect. The situation is you've missed a deadline, or you've missed multiple deadlines. Sorry, it's not one deadline we can deal with. We'll pretend it's gone way further than that. The situation is you were angry, or you were upset, or you were different to usual in that meeting. The behavior I observed is 6 of the last 7 deadlines have been missed. So that's where the facts come into it. And because I've processed it and given my time to gather that information, I'm able to confidently say that. And then the impact. So the impact is, I feel that this is more difficult than it needs to be. I want to create the space now to seek to understand if it could be improved. Actually, with that model, it is just as well around, so the whole thing with that was, if it's harder than it, or if you get to that point of saying I feel, and you say I feel like it's harder than it needs to be, the whole thing is you're expressing how you feel. So therefore, if someone says, yeah, but you didn't give me blah 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 what I need, right? Or you did this, or they get defensive, right? The whole idea with that model is that you just keep stating that thing over and over again, because the whole thing is you're meant to be heard, and the heard is I feel that this is harder than it needs to be. So you basically just keep repeating your statement. So the situation is that, so they come back and they're like, yeah, but you didn't blah blah blah, and it's like, well, like I said before, you missed your deadline 6 out of 7 times, and I feel that this is harder than it needs to be. And they say, yeah, but you didn't do your thing. And you just say it again and again. And actually what happens is, over time, they come to empathize with, yes, actually, I can see why you would feel that it's harder than it needs to be. Then they're at a level where they're open to the improvement conversation, if that's where it goes to. So yeah, that's something that I would probably think about. Does that help?
Yeah. Do you think though, like, if you keep saying the same thing again, if someone else is coming from like maybe a defensive position where they are trying to say like it's your, like you've done something that's led to whatever's happened, do you think they would actually empathize in the end? Or
eventually, because it becomes ridiculous, right? You keep saying the same thing exactly over and over again, and then they finally hear you, because what they're doing is getting out of the defensive, going, why am I hitting a wall? This person's now a broken record. They're a robot. What is happening here? So that actually gets them to a point of, oh, okay, I need to try something different. And the whole thing is, you feel something. You feel that it's harder. You feel like you're not listened to. It doesn't matter if it's the other person's intention or not. There's something wrong that makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel like you're controlling me every time you stand over me in the kitchen when I'm trying to make us dinner. And it's like, yeah, but I'm just trying to help. But I feel like you're trying to control me when you stand over me when I'm making us dinner. Yeah, but this is my recipe, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you're controlling me when you stand over me and you're making the dinner. And they go, oh yeah, I don't want to feel controlling. That's not what I'm trying to do. You go, cool. I know you're trying to help. What help looks like is I'll ask for it. I'm following your recipe. If I fuck up, yeah, I'll get your help next time, and I won't make the spaghetti that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I get it, but I think I need to see it like play out.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to.
Because some people would lose a second and be like,
that's okay. So your
'cause
safety thing is to walk away then.
yeah.
You're not being heard again. So you just stop, not a time and a place, and you just say, that's okay, I feel, and you just leave. And then what will happen is someone has the opportunity to process, and then they'll come back, whether it's via email, phone call, or the next time they'll go, yeah, I get it, blah, blah, blah. You know, when the space creates like a diffusion.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm just trying to think of like if I was in the position of the other person, and if someone kept saying the same thing over and over, I don't know that I would like come around. I would hope that I would have the self-awareness too, but but I don't know.
Pause though, like if, say, then I just kept doing that to you, because that's probably something I would do. And then I was like, that's okay, I feel that way. And then we went about our days, you had your evening, you go do your life, come back to work a couple of days later. What would have happened between that time for you? Would you still be like, Kim, the fucking idiot, I have no respect for her, move on, I'm leaving this? I don't know.
I don't know, because I can picture myself getting frustrated. Like if it got to the point where it's like someone else keeps saying the same thing and we're like, we need to take a break, I would go away from that being like, for fuck's sake, like it didn't resolve any. I don't know if I would. I hope that I would have the self-awareness to go away and like think about it. But I can also see the other side where you'd just be frustrated and like
oh, absolutely.
I don't know, like I don't know if it would make me feel worse about
Okay,
going, like,
here's
how
another
would
one.
revisit that? Like, I'd just get more angry before we revisited it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if I hear you say that one more time.
Well, it's hard because like both sides have their own truth. There's not really like a right or wrong. That's very. So maybe like I get like repeating it, but then the other side might be like, you're not listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you help them be heard?
But that's not your thing. It's not your responsibility to let them feel heard.
I just don't know if you can get to like a resolution if they're not heard.
But you're not heard. So how are you going to get heard?
So you think if you're heard but they're not heard, it'll come to a resolution? Or is the intent to get them to hear?
Yeah, your intent is to be heard yourself, basically. To be validated. I get why that's frustrating. However, you didn't give me what I needed.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah, so I think I would need to like, because it's easy to talk about, but when it's like an actual real situation with like real feelings and emotions involved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other thing, what was it I learned is from there, it's like, I feel this, and then you said it to me. I said, I feel, what was my example that I was saying?
You feel it's harder than it needs to be.
I feel like it's harder than it needs to be. And what did you come back with?
Did I respond?
You didn't give me, or did I just make it up as like, as in the Vic character in my head that I was playing? It's like, you didn't give me.
You missed the last 6 deadlines or something, and you didn't give me what I needed.
I didn't give what you needed, so then you basically missed your deadlines. How do you suppose? Okay, so then the question then is like, how do you suppose? So how gets into practical solution mode, the phrasing of the question, and you suppose is you're seeing an issue, come to me with support to help us get back on track. So you say to me, can you just say it to me, because the conversation is not working in my head.
So how do you suppose it, or the other bit?
No, you didn't give me what I needed. So okay, I feel this is okay. You missed the last 6 deadlines. I feel that this is harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, but you didn't give me what I needed. What you needed, what I needed.
Yeah, what you needed. Okay, pretend I've done it 50 billion times.
Take role play.
How do you suppose next time I give you what you need so that you meet the deadline?
What's my answer to this one?
Well, I don't know. Actually, it doesn't even matter. But how do you feel listening?
Yeah, I think that would be preferable. Like,
yeah, that's good.
It like puts the responsibility back on them. Like if you've got a problem.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you about a problem, you're talking about a different problem. Like, what do you want to do about that problem, kind of thing.
And everyone else has a problem, not the individual, obviously.
Yeah. I'm like, no one would come to us with that because we don't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Did he have spoken? Okay. Are you satisfied with that?
Yeah, no, I do like that.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
Oh, thank God for my girl weekend. They come in handy. Shout out to Dangerous Insights.
All right, you can ask the last question because I'm going to run out of time. So it better be good.
No, but do you have?
No, mine's not very good. You go.
Yeah, I had to think of a question.
Who's the judge?
Well, Kim has. It's not fair if Kim doesn't think about either. I do have one. I have to think of one. But you go.
No,
you go. Yours will be better.
No, don't.
Mine's going to take forever.
You got 2 minutes each.
I suppose we make it work.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll go. Fine.
There you go, people.
We're
on the time limit because we have other things.
So I'm wanting to know when you're working like on a time limit and there's like lots of information coming at you at once and you're holding on to information. How do you like not get overwhelmed and like make sure you hear all the important parts?
I take notes.
Yeah, write everything down.
Yeah, and I tell the person to pause. I do that to you
Okay.
guys all the time. Just pause for a second, I'm just processing.
Yeah.
Pause for a
Okay.
second, I'm writing notes. Okay, continue on.
Yeah.
And then when I have everything, I pause, and then I might say it back to you and go from there.
Yeah.
And then I cross things out like, yep, actioned, achieved, discussed, whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to write it down though.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Do you have any extra tips?
No, mine's what you said. Just write it down and tick stuff off. I'm not very good at the pausing. I just say, what did you say 5 minutes ago? I forgot.
Oh, I think that's because my style is like, if there's noise coming in, I get distracted and I'm like, I'm fucking all over here now. Like, so I need, even I was doing the training the other day and I was like, okay, pause, I'm processing. Then they went into their side discussions, allowing me to process. I was like, your side discussions about your weekend plans are distracting me. So I need to be like, pause, absolute silence, the brain to tick.
Yes, that is it. It's writing and saying pause rather than trying to hold it all in your head. Yeah, gotcha.
So how do you suppose you can sift through all the information and capture everything?
Well, I think like given before, because we were talking, like Kim and I were just talking about stuff and I missed parts of the information because there was just so much in my brain. I don't know if what I missed though was like really important. Maybe it was. But anyway. I missed something about a pigeon. I only think things. But I think because I had like my own plan in a document and I was trying to get my head around that, but then you were talking about other things. It was like trying to match what you were saying to that plan and make sure I crossed off what was on my plan, but also got what I needed for you in the time that I had. And I think I did rush because I knew we had like 10 minutes. So I was like, I need like everything from you, but then I like wasn't relating it to the plan. And then I'm like, what do I need from you that actually makes sense?
I think well, oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go. No, you go.
No, you were talking. Well, I was going to say, I think another thing would be like with what you were just saying, are you like, sometimes you are actually trying to do too much. And like like when you say you're trying to fix your plan or whatever and relate Kim's stuff, it's like, why don't you just do Kim's stuff and you can fix your thing later? You know what I mean? Like, don't try and like be doing too many different things at a time.
Yes, I think I was rushing trying to get the task complete by the end of the day, but I should have stopped and been like, I'm just going to listen to Kim and then I'll deal with that later.
Yeah, like some things, if you have to apply, like if you're finding out information to apply something, you might not be able to do it at once. Like, just, even though it might feel like a little bit of doubling up, like you need to find out exactly what you need to do.
Yes.
Sometimes, and then apply it separately, not try and like
do it all at once.
Do it all at once, because then you will rush. Like, it's hard not to rush then.
Yeah, love that. That's so good. Cool. Thank you. Love that.
Satisfied?
Yeah, that was good.
All right. My question is for both of you. What is your wish for Belvista Studios, us as a team, and for you as individuals over the next 9 to 12 months?
Keep finding meaningful projects to work on where we get to make cool stuff and be a bit more creative. Travel together if we can, and like travel and work together. For myself, probably just get confident in a few more like aspects of my role.
What specifically would they be?
Parts of project management. Like I feel like some things I feel like 95 to 100% at, and other things in it I'm like a bit lower percentage. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's always more things I can learn, but until like things play out, I don't know whether or not I want to learn them until like it's that time. I don't like, I know eventually letting more instructional design would be cool, but I don't know if I'd like commit to that right now because I know there's so many other things I'm still learning in what I'm doing already.
Yeah.
But yeah, just get some kind of like progress in whatever it pans out to be.
What's your criteria for a meaningful project? What makes a project meaningful?
I think for me, it kind of depends on like the content of what we're training. I know like everything has the like possibility of being meaningful, but I guess things like helping children or helping, I don't know, patients, like, as opposed to like, not to put anyone down or anything, but I don't know, like IT training or something at a.
Maybe you should just
like.
the other ones you want to it. And we now
like
have
every training has a purpose. Every training has a purpose, but I don't know, it just feels a bit more like special when
you like
it has
to
like a wider impact.
Yeah.
A wider impact, and I don't know, if it's preventing like really terrible shit from happening. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just conscious of time. Thank you, Vic.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Mine's travel as well, like travel as a team. I think to work with like clients that like we vibe with, like create like connections with the clients because they like trust us and we can like do what we want to do. I think that would be really cool. And we do have clients like that now. Just clients that like trust us to be creative and like enable us to like try all the things that we've been learning and like apply the cool stuff.
So fully do our human-centered process as opposed. Yeah.
And have the flexibility to like make a podcast or do like cool out of the box stuff. I think like personally, I want to get more confident at client meetings, like being in them and facilitating them. And I want to take my writing next level. So I feel like I love writing and I really enjoy it. And I think I want to like harness that and just take it like next level.
What would next level look like at the moment?
Well, I look up to that Cole guy, like the way he writes, where it's just like everything he writes, you just can't stop reading it. I'm like, I want to apply like cool stuff like that to our projects.
I like that. It's really cool. What's his name again?
Cole. It's Honey Copy is his company.
You should subscribe people to the email newsletter, I think it is, because it's like Hannah says, you want to read every word. So that's cool. Okay, so then quickly, we're about to end this. What is the specific stuff around travel as a team and working together? What does that look like?
Well, having adventures, like living life to the full.
That's so broad though. It's like, where do you want to go? What do you want the day to look like? How long is it for?
I don't know. Like I loved Sawtell when we did that. So that was like a bit under a week away together. We still worked like heaps, but the way we structured our days and that, and like we did get like a little bit of time off for like more adventures. Like I liked having a balance of both. So it's not just you go and sit in a library in a different state and just work like a normal week. Like it was working productively and adventuring. I don't even know if I would care where really.
It's just together, balance.
Open. But being able to like make the most of actually being away, but we're still working. Together. Because it's fun.
The only thing I'd add is like being around inspiring stuff, like whether it's like around like a art gallery or like a cool museum or like some sort of like festival or something, just so we can like be inspired. I think that would be cool. Like base it on like an event that would be inspiring.
Interesting. Do you get inspired by nature? I think Sawtell was more around being inspired by nature. I get inspired by that, but I'm just wondering, did you get those?
Not really. I'm more like city, like physical like objects and things that inspire me.
Materialistic. Not.
Okay. Like seeing cool artwork and stuff. Like that's what inspires me.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, team.
It's like
I was going to say something, but okay.
Yeah, come on,
I think like
because I know where you.
I'm trying to think like where I get inspiration from, but I think I don't think I'm a naturally inspirable person. Like if we go on like a bushwalk, I wouldn't just look at something and be like, oh my god, that's like just giving me like the coolest idea. But if But if I get tasked with finding inspiration, like if you're like, we're going to go on this walk, try and find something cool, like then I can. I think I could find it anywhere, but I need to like know that I need to look for it.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't just like
Just to set that criteria.
Like we did that graffiti walk, and that was
that was hard though. And that was the city.
Yeah, that was hard.
I found something eventually, but that's what I mean. I don't like. It's not natural for me to just be like, that's inspiring. Like I really need to like think about stuff.
So you know how Hannah, like she gets it from like the gallery or whatever it is, like the conference or something. Is there something like that would be your thing?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just not the way my brain is wired.
Basically, we need to tell you what to do.
I need to be like forced to find.
We need someone like that. Right. Cool. That's cool. Well, I will look to create more of those opportunities.
Love that. It's exciting. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into Studio Insights, and we will see you for the next episode.
What's up, awesome human? Thank you on behalf of myself and the Belvista Studios team for continuously choosing to learn with us. We really appreciate it. If the tips and the insights and the context resonate with you and you want to take your skills to the next level, or you want to make your life way easier, you will love our Creator Hub. The Creator Hub is a place for people like you and us. Basically, it's the stuff that we use internally at Belvista Studios, and then we just share it publicly with you. The Creator Hub is created by instructional designers for instructional designers, and what you'll love there at the moment is we've got a quiz, Could I Be a Better Instructional Designer?, that has so much tips in the feedback if you're interested in human-centered design or just taking your skills to the next level in terms of the solutions you're creating and the problems you want to solve. But in there as well, aren't we cute? That's us. But we've got the coaching courses, freebies, give us gratitude, and also we've got some templates. And basically they're always around the lens of learning experience design, instructional design, and e-learning. So a human-centered design focus is very much what we're about at Belvista Studios. So putting your learners at the heart of a solution and creating something for their needs. So there's the human-centered design stuff, and then we've also got the business stuff. So this is the stuff they don't teach you about when you want to become a freelancer or a consultant in the instructional design world. So go check it out. The link is in the description. You can check out everything that is available for you. Thank you for choosing to learn with us. Continuously invest in your skills. You will be rewarded as an instructional designer. Share this stuff, share it with other people, because when we are better instructional designers, we create better solutions that create better humans, that create a better world. So we have a very important role, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Have an awesome day.